Top mistakes to avoid when applying for the O-1 visa. So the O-1 is an amazing opportunity for professionals with extraordinary ability, like startup founders. But many don't realize that even the slightest mistake can kill your application, but those mistakes can be avoided. If you apply for the O-1 visa, you might be struggling with lack of sufficient recommendation letters, enough media coverage, insufficient evidence to meet the requirements of the O-1 visa. In today's video, I'll break down the most common mistakes that applicants make when applying for the O-1 visa. And also, when we go through these mistakes, I'll show you how to avoid those mistakes. Make sure you watch this video until the end, where I share with you one of my pro tips, how your application can stand out from the rest and ensure higher chances of approval. That's going to be something you don't want to miss. My name is Jacob Sapochnick and I'm an immigration attorney. I'm here to help you navigate the complex O-1 visa process with confidence. So let's get started. The number one mistake that I see that happen all the time is lack of sufficient media coverage requirement. If you're going for an O-1 visa case and you're not submitting enough evidence that you could show that you had enough press, media coverage, your case is not going to be strong enough if you're trying to highlight that requirement. Another thing that we see with that press is that people are providing press with irrelevant publications. If you're going to give me a blog, an obscure blog with 1,000 readership, it's not going to cut it. They want to see a press that has at least 1 million people that subscribe and read that. And those statistics by the media outlet is going to cover you or provide publications, right? So one of the pro tips I'm going to share with you right now is the USCIS values sufficient, reliable media sources. And if they are obscure, and if they don't like those media sources, they won't count this as one of the qualifications, and that's going to hurt your case. Number two, insufficient evidence of extraordinary ability. Remember, we have to show that you're a person of extraordinary ability in order to qualify for the O-1 visa. If you don't have enough evidence to support that, your case will be denied. So for example, most people submit weak, generic, and incomplete documentation. They don't like that. Whatever you submit to support your extraordinary ability must be strong, very detailed, and verified evidence. Another issue with insufficient evidence of extraordinary ability is that applicants realize that they have to meet at least 3 of the 8 criteria. Well, when they file those cases, they meet maybe 2, maybe 1. And that's a big reason why immigration sends you requests for evidence. And eventually, if you can't meet those requirements, your case will be denied. Remember, it's easier for you to qualify early on before they question you, because once they question you and you start bringing them the new evidence, that evidence is not really considered as part of your case. One of my pro tips for this point, submit high quality, sufficient evidence to document how you are qualified under the extraordinary ability criteria of the O-1. Number 3, for my founder applicants, when you apply as a founder for the O-1 visa and you don't have any traction and you don't have any credibility in your space, you're not going to be successful in the O-1 visa. For example, a lot of the founders who apply for the O-1 visa claiming extraordinary ability, but they don't have any proof of funding, they haven't raised a single penny, they don't have any investors, they don't have any interest in their company. Also, when you apply as a founder and you don't have any proof of traction, you don't have any product, you don't have any demo, you never went to pitch anywhere, you're not part of an incubator, how can you show that you're a founder if you have no any of that? Here's a pro tip for that point. Highlight your other achievements. Maybe you have some awards before you started the company. Maybe you have any other critical business contributions to a previous company you worked with. Maybe you won an award at a university and now you're getting out and starting your company. Those things can help showcase that you are a founder, that you're starting to build some traction, even if you don't have traction yet. Number 4, big reason why these O-1 cases get rejected is because you have weak recommendation letters. The recommendation letters are essential to the approval of the O-1 visa. The recommendation letters are the ones that show that you're somebody with extraordinary ability. And if those letters are not sufficient, your case will be denied. For example, USCIS sees too many of these generic letters. People are sharing samples without making them personal, without making them specific for your case. If you're using generic recommendation letters that all look the same in your case, USCIS are not going to take it and they will deny your case. Use specific customized recommendation letters. Add more details. Explain about how the connection between the person who writes the letters and you. How do they know about you? How are the achievements that they observed you achieve are going to impact your industry in your field? And make it very specific and very unique. 5. Focusing on quantity over quality. Some applicants are submitting voluminous applications to UCIS, thinking just because you send them 1,000, 2,000 pages, they'll approve your case. Wrong. They want quality documents, not quantity. If you send them too many documents that are useless, they will not look at the rest of your case and your case will be denied. Pro tip, prioritize quality over quantity. Provide evidence that is specific to highlight the point you're trying to convince them that you meet. Make sure that whatever you submit in a case has a reason behind it and showcases the point that meets the requirements of the O-1. And finally, many applicants are trying to do this themselves. Do not attempt to file an O-1 unless you consult a professional. Whether you're working with an attorney or a company that specializes in the O-1 processing technology company like PassRight, you need somebody who understands how O-1 visa works, who worked with thousands of founders before and seen those requests for evidence, those denials, reverse engineer them, and now giving that knowledge back to you. Only work with professionals that have done this before, otherwise you'll be wasting your time and your precious money. So how are you going to avoid these O-1 mistakes? Make sure you assess the 8 criteria and focus on the most 3 relevant ones that fit your case. Number 2, strengthen your case with major media, with awards, with publications, with very, very customized, strong reference letters. And a very specific pro tip, if you're a founder and you apply for the O-1, provide proof of funding. Did you raise any money? Are you about to raise any money? Get those documents in there because those are going to help your case. And finally, work with an experienced professional who does O-1s day in, day out. We know what we're doing and we're here to help you. And final pro tip, organize your documents into a clear, concise, compelling narrative. UCIS officers are not just looking at random evidence. They want to see your extraordinary story and how it's actually backed by proof. Speaking of the O-1 visa, if you want to know if you qualify for the O-1 visa, if you want to be evaluated, if this feels like the right step, click the link below in the description of this video. Let's get you evaluated and help you get the O-1, whether you're a founder or any other person with highly skilled talents who wants to come here and work in the United States. Now, let's get back into the video. So we talk about these common mistakes like weak evidence, lack of media coverage, and generic, not customizable recommendation letters. If you avoid these mistakes, you can significantly improve the chances of getting an O-1 visa approved fast and without a request for evidence. Now, if you want to learn how to gather strong evidence for the O-1 visa, click the next video and we'll dive in all the details on gathering strong evidence to make sure you are successful with applying for the O-1 visa next time. Click the video on the screen and I'll see you there.